Hey there, everybody. We're going to simulate hundreds of coin flips on a Google spreadsheet, and we're going to use that to demonstrate the law of large numbers, which basically says the more we perform some probability experiment, the closer we'll see that true probability of that event occurring. So we're going to, and I encourage you to follow along with me as I go through here, pausing as you need to. So let's go ahead and get started. So we need to keep track of the number of flips. We'll start with 1, 2, and I'm going to make a recursive formula because that's going to take a while to go down. We're going to do the previous cell plus 1, copy, paste that down. I'm going to go down to there, that seems good, paste. And now we want to do some random generated number to simulate it. So random generator. Google has a function to do random numbers between 0 and 1, including 0, not including 1, so we're going to use that. I'm going to copy, paste that down to the bottom of our row, or column, excuse me. And now we're going to use that to say, to determine whether or not we get a heads or a tails. So we need, we're going to say heads is 1, tails is 0. I'm going to write a conditional statement equals if the cell just to the left of it is greater than or equal to 0.5. We want it to be a 1, which is a head, or a 0, which is a tails. Great. Now copy, paste that down. Great. Now we're going to keep track of the number of heads in total. So the sum of the heads up to a given number of flips. Sum heads. So equals sum of this cell to itself. Well, just wait here. Check this out. D2. All right, not a biggie, not a problem. But I'm going to change it. D2 to D2, but in front of the first D2, right here. I'm going to zoom in right there. I'm going to put a dollar sign because that's going to keep that cell D2 fixed. So when I paste it down, copy, paste, what it's doing, I'll click right here. So it's keeping D2 is the first head, D4 is the current simulated head. Heads here, 0, 1, 1, 1. So it's keeping track of the sum of the heads there. And this bottom cell here, it's 15 ones from this bottom 0 all the way to the top 0. Now we're going to do the proportion of heads, prop heads. So we're going to do equals. I want to do the sum of the heads divided by the total number of flips up to that point. In this case, it's 1, but as we copy and paste it down, we'll see that change. There we go, look at that. So, because what each cell is doing is taking the total heads up to that point divided by the number of flips up to that point. And we see, in this case, a little more than half, which makes sense. Now we're going to make a chart. So hold down Command if you have a Mac, or Control if you have a PC. So we have number of flips. Now press or hold Command. Click column F where your proportion of heads is. We're going to add a chart. Insert, chart. It defaults to looks like a line chart, which is fine. And there we go. Kind of cool. But that's only 30. We're going to do some more. Let's do hundreds. We're going to copy this bottom row. And since we've made all these either recursive or relative, we can copy them and then hold down Shift, press down as far as you want to go. We're going to get to a few hundreds, so we'll get to 200. It seems about good. There we go. Paste. Press Command or Control up to take to the top of the chart. And now, there we go. So 0.4 to 0.6, and you can see the proportion of heads to the number of flips is right about half. And if you press Delete when you're not in your used columns here, it simulates new numbers. But I don't like this vertical axis changing. So I'm going to double click on it. Min 0, max 1. Now it'll stay fixed there. There we go. Kind of cool. So there you go, people. I encourage you to build this spreadsheet yourself, play around with it so you can get a concept of the functions and how you can copy and paste in spreadsheets to make your calculating lives that much easier. All right, have fun.